My name is Chris, the Gaming Librarian, and I am here today to just do one of my Friday Let's Plays. So this is the inaugural one to kick it all off. But the hope is that every Friday I will be coming online, uh, typically for not too long, probably half an hour to a couple hours, depending on what the game is and the session. And it'll either be highlighting new games like today, so talking about Mass Effect Legendary Edition, or it'll be fun community opportunities to come together and play games. Things like Jackbox, Games Pack, What the Dub, Fortnite, things like that, where we can all come together and play as a gaming community and sort of learn the ropes. So today, I am here to talk about obviously what's on the screen. So that is Mass Effect Legendary Edition. And now this just came out today, and so this is a collection of the three Mass Effect titles. Uh, so Mass Effect 1, which came out in 2007, Mass Effect 2, which came out roughly in 2009, if I'm not mistaken, and then Mass Effect 3, which would come out later on, around 2011, 2012. So originally, Mass Effect 1 was only on the 360, and then sort of got a re-release on the PlayStation 3 a few years later, so around 2009, 2010. Um, and fantastic sci-fi series. So uh, an absolute fine. Um, and so I'll be taking you on a bit of a nostalgia trip on this one. But if you haven't heard of this series, absolutely fantastic. So if you're a fan of Star Trek, Star Wars, anything sci-fi on a big, epic, operatic scale, then Mass Effect is definitely worth playing. So uh, as you can see, I'm playing this on the PlayStation 5, but it is available on the Xbox One as well. And the copy that I'm playing, as you'll notice in the corner up top, it is for the PlayStation 4. So uh, if you're playing on the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, it'll automatically upscale. Whereas if you're playing it on the PlayStation 4 or Xbox One, you can still play it, no problem, and you can enjoy what is probably one of the best uh, gaming series in existence. But that could be my own personal bias. Um, so we'll get started. So I've just started off a playthrough of Mass Effect 1, and so I'm just got through some of the preliminary stuff, and I'm going to play through the first mission on Eden Prime. So uh, just heads up, there might be spoilers ahead if you haven't played this game before, but otherwise, I hope you enjoy the trip. So we've just landed on Eden Prime, and we are trying to figure out what has happened. So I'm gonna holster my weapon. As you can see, I wish there were a way. I know some games give you the ability to press a button and it'll swap back and forth between what is the original sort of envisionment and like fidelity of the game. So the Mass Effect collection, or not Mass Effect, sorry, this is a game that I'm playing, but the Halo Master Chief collection is absolutely fantastic for that. Whereas when you press the little um, options button to the center of your controller, you can swap on the spot between old school original Xbox graphics uh, for the game and then the updated visuals. But I'm not complaining. This game is absolutely gorgeous and stunning. And admittedly, I'm playing through a capture card that can really only process up to 1080p. So what you're getting really can only capture the essence of what this game looks like. I'd just been playing it earlier on a 4K TV, and it was great. Yeah, so, oh, uh, thank you for the comment. Yeah, so I have played Mass Effect before. Um, I played the original trilogy. Oh my goodness, actually, when they came out. Truth be told, the reason I got the Xbox 360 at launch way back in 2005, and I will admit I played hooky that day, skip school so that I could get the new Xbox 360. Um, but I got it for this game. BioWare, so the makers of this game, had sort of a really good track record. I love Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2. Um, I just finished Jade Empire right in the end of the life cycle of the original Xbox and right as the 360 was coming up on release. And I saw previews for this game and I thought, okay, this is something unique. This isn't Star Wars. This isn't sort of the Asian mythology that Jade Empire was. This is something new. Um, and I absolutely fell in love with this game when it came out. So, if I'm not mistaken, the original one came out December 2007. So I would have been um, in my late teens at that point. Um, but it was a very memorable game. 2007 had been a bit of a tough year for me, and so I really resonated with this game um, to the point where I will hopefully stream me playing the ending of this game again. But I remember it being 2:30 in the morning. I had played the last tail end of this game for 6 hours straight, and I said, no, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. I know I'm right close to the end. I'm just gonna beat this game once and for all. And I did, and really, uh, this game is amazing. But it honestly has one of the best end credit songs I've ever heard my entire life, and one of the few times I've actually sat down and listened to the entire end credits of a game before. So if you ever are interested, the song is, if I'm not mistaken, M2 or sorry M4 Part 2 by Canadian band called The Fonts. So if you really want to treat yourself to it, definitely worth um, listening to. Gas bags harmless. Let's see what happens when we fire. Okay, so L2 to aim, R2 to fire. So like you would expect in most games. So right now, you get to pick your class right at the very beginning. I'm doing the classic throwback of I'm an Earthborn um, soul survivor, and yeah, I'm Vanguard class, so you don't get all the fancy stuff right away. But basically, the Vanguard class is the one that's able to use um, telekinetic powers as well as firearms. And yeah, so if you've never played Mass Effect, definitely worth picking up. Um, and I do believe I'll just do a double check, but I think it came out on Steam as well. Mass Effect. Steam. Oh yeah, it is on Steam. Oh, I'm really glad. It's definitely worth it. And I know everyone sort of has their fan favorites. Um, Many swear that two is the best in the series. Admittedly, it was for its time. Uh, the first one that I'm playing right now was a bit clunky, to admit the least, but um, they've made a lot of upgrades so that it runs smoother. So oh, and you want to play it on stream? Sorry, not Steam. Yeah, no, definitely worth it to get it on the PlayStation 5, and so that's what I'm playing on right now. Um, Apparently, the only setback, and so I've talked with some of my friends and colleagues about this, is the fact that on the PlayStation 5, apparently it can only do up to 60 hertz, so 60 frames per second. Um, Whereas on Xbox Series X, it can do up to 120. But realistically, for a game like this, unless you're playing on a TV or a computer monitor that's capable of pushing out that sort of uh, frame rates, I'd say playing on the PlayStation 5 is no issue at all. All right. So, oh, that lets me swap my weapons. A really cool thing with this one, from what I've read, is that you're able to use any weapon that you want to. So whereas in the original game you were limited in the class that you picked to the weapons that you could use. So Vanguard was traditionally shotgun and pistol only. Um, Now you can use assault rifle and sniper as well. All right, he shouldn't have shot, or the alien shouldn't have shot one of my personnel. So gonna be a time to take him down. All right. Oh, the game audio is not coming through. Here, I will um, see if I can make adjustments. Um, okay. I'm not using OBS, so I'm using Twitch Studio um, at the moment. So I'm going to see what I can do. Yes, I want to add the shoutcast. Alright, so hopefully that has audio coming through. Thank you, Faith, for saying that this is your favorite stream currently. As I play through Mass Effect, I can use a lot of cheesy one-liners, like hopefully this is everyone's favorite stream on Citadel, but we'll see. There it is. Okay, so we have sound coming through. Huzzah! Alright. I am glad that's coming through. Let me know in the chat if sort of the game audio is sort of overshadowing my vocal audio coming through. Thank you, Faith, for the cool cat. Oh, there we go. Okay, so clicking in the top R1 button lets me choose what I want to do, including power. Okay. So mic is bumped up a bit. Let me know if this is coming through okay, or if it needs to be adjusted a bit more. Good night, Fade. Enjoy work. Thank you for checking in. Fade is my longtime best friend, so it means a lot for you to tune into the stream. I have to admit,
I've got some burned out buildings here, Shepard.
Oh, cut the
a lot of bodies.
Okay.
I'm gonna check it out. I'll try to catch up with you at the dig site.
So I've bumped it down by about half, so hopefully that helps. Yeah, it's definitely nicer playing on the PlayStation 5. I will admit I have a bias for controllers, and I love my Series X, but I really enjoy how well the DualSense handles and feels um, in my hands, and so it makes a difference. Okay, so I will bump up the audio. And Rat PTO2, I thank you a lot for sort of figuring out the audio with me on this one. So let me know if that's okay, or if it can be bumped up a bit more. The little floating alien sacks of gas very much remind me of the flood from Halo. Okay, so I keep something, but I don't know what. So like I oh, awesome. So this is like overall with streaming. This is my second only stream that I've done. Um, in terms of streaming this particular game, I only started probably about 5 minutes ago. So I got played through the very introductory like cutscenes and setting up who you are, and then this is the first mission of the game. So uh, sort of you know that something's gone down on this planet, and but you don't know what. Oh, oh, thanks, Rat PTO2. Much appreciated. Yeah, so I started this stream because I am a public librarian, and so I have always been the librarian who, don't get me wrong, I like to read a lot of books, but gaming has always been my go-to. And so I started this stream in hopes of reaching out to other librarians who either have gaming collections in their libraries or are looking into starting gaming collections, and highlighting cool games for them to check out. And so every Friday I run a Let's Play series where I just play random games. I thought, why not share the love with Mass Effect on this one? Oh yeah, that's not good. My all-time favorite book? Oh, that's a good question. I would probably say Margaret Atwood's Orcs and Crake, though my first book that I ever read and absolutely loved as a kid is The Hobbit. Um, uh, Something about that fantastical adventure, and as soon as I finished The Hobbit,
Gunnery Chief Ashley Williams of the
I was
212.
in grade 5
You the
and
one
went
who charged her,
straight for
ma'am?
Lord of the Rings. So I guess it makes sense why I'm playing Mass Effect. I've always been a sci-fi fantasy person.
Are you wounded, Williams?
A few scrapes and burns, nothing serious. The others weren't so lucky. Oh man.
Oh, sweet.
We were patrolling the perimeter
I'm
when
glad
the
to hear
attack
it.
hit.
Yeah, no.
We tried to get off a distress call.
The
but
Hobbit's
they cut off our
absolutely
communications.
awesome.
I've been fighting for my life ever since.
Where's the rest of your squad?
We tried to double back to the beacon, but we walked into an ambush. I don't think any of the others... I think I'm the only one left.
Well, we're about to find out, but don't blame yourself.
This isn't your fault, Williams. You couldn't have done anything to save them.
Yes, ma'am. We held our position as long as we could, until the Geth overwhelmed us.
Because unfortunately, when you land on a planet and it's full of aliens, it's going to be a bad time.
Why are they here now?
They must have come for the beacon. The dig site is close, just over that rise. It might still be there.
Why
We
not
could
join
use your
along
help,
with us?
Williams.
Aye, aye, ma'am. It's time for payback.
And so, well, there's a lot of dialogue, and this game is really dialogue rich. Um, it's always worth investigating because every time you investigate, if you ask key questions, you get experience. Um, it gives you a better idea of what the game story is. Um, but you're going to want to sort of milk every bit of experience that you can along the way, because it will make your life much easier towards the end. And with each level, you gain power points to put towards different techniques that you have.
What else do you know about the Geth?
Just what I remember from history class back in school. They're synthetics, non-organic life forms with
So,
limited AI
Rat
programming,
PTO2, what
created
have
by
you
the
been
Quarians a
playing
few
on the
centuries ago. They were supposed
PS5
to be
so
a source
far?
of cheap labor, but ended up turning on the Quarians and drove them into exile. Well, after that, they just kind of disappeared behind the Perseus Veil. Nobody's really heard much from them since.
Tell me everything you know about the beacon.
They were doing some digging out here to extend the monorail and expand the colony. A few weeks ago, they unearthed some Prothean ruins, and the beacon. Suddenly, every scientific expert in the colony was interested. That's when they brought us in to secure the site. I don't know much about the beacon itself, but I heard one of the researchers say this could be the biggest scientific discovery of the century.
What happened to the researchers at the dig site?
I don't know. They set
I'm
up camp
going
near
to
the
assume
beacon.
that they are
The
dead.
232 was with them. Maybe their unit fared better than mine.
Right, before
Describe
the
what
attack.
happened leading up to the attack.
We were sent out a couple of nights ago from the main colony to secure the area. Seemed like a routine patrol, until the Geth hit us. We never knew they were coming.
Oh, nice. I really need to play Demon Souls. Um, I picked it up launch. Like I got that. I got Spider-Man. I got Sackboy. And I even picked up Godfall. Still undecided on that one, but Godfall, it is a really fun game. You just gotta give it a chance. Anyways, Demon Souls. Uh, I keep meaning to get into it, but I also find it absolutely terrifying and don't want to get my butt kicked. I've heard if you do like particular builds, apparently the noble line with magic, it, it's that game's version of easy mode. But I should really give it a shot and stream it. And Resident Evil Village, I just got my copy in yesterday, and so I was playing that on my Xbox. It's really fun, terrifying, um, but fun. Unfortunately, I had to put it up because it's apparently one of those games that I get motion sickness from. So I'm hoping that when I go back to it and stream a bit of it on Monday, that the motion sickness will subside.
Have you seen a Turian Spectre around here?
There aren't any Turians on Eden Prime. None that I've ever met. Not sure I'd be able to tell if one was a Spectre anyway.
If you saw this guy, you'd know. Carries enough firepower to wipe out a whole platoon. Luckily, he's on our side.
Sorry. Like I said, no Turians.
Okay.
Move out!
And so if you notice in the right corner, I got Paragon points. So this is one of those fun games where, depending on the response that you give, you can either go like completely good side, so the Paragon, or completely dark side, which is Renegade. But I always like to play the good guy in games. I can't help it, unless it's Fable. I really enjoyed going to the dark side in Fable and Knights of the Old Republic. Okay, thank you for the recommendation. I may go in and turn down the motion blur. I suspect that might be what it is, and just because it's first person instead of third person, it was a bit jarring when I played it. All right, so yeah, this is what I was talking about. So if you go into the squad menu, um, you have the talents that you have access to. So this is a nice little RPG element of Mass Effect, and then you have points to spend. So as you go along, when you gain more points, you'll notice that you'll get certain special abilities on top of it, and then depending on some of the talents that you gain along the way, things like barrier lift, those will unlock separate things as well. So I think for right now, I'm going to do assault training because that sort of boosts weapon damage and melee damage. Throw is a good one to have as well. Or, oh, which one was it? Was it warp or throw? No, I think throw was the one that I enjoyed using before. Lift is a lot of fun. It's sort of like using the force, and you just lift them off the ground and it dangles them in the air so that they're easy targets. So we'll do throw, and then Vanguard is really nice to have and build up. Now Charm and Intimidate. Uh, maybe for this run I should put some into Charm so I can talk myself out of situations. Alright, so that covers Jane Shepherd. Can I do my squad mates? Yeah, so. It doesn't know stasis yet. That's a good one to have, but first aid, definitely want to put points into that one. Oh, thank you so much, RatPTO2, for the shout out on your Discord. It really means a lot. Um, I really am a fledgling streamer, but I'm hoping to get more and more notoriety as I go along. So any shout out counts a lot. Thanks. Okay, so I powered up my throw. So we'll do... Actually, we'll power him up. So we'll do Sentinel for him. And then for Ashley... Okay, so she is similar to me, a lot of fighting. Okay, so we'll put a bit into Soldier. Then we'll give her Assault Rifle. Perfect. Alright, that should cover all the bases. Let's go.
The beacon's at the far end of this trench.
Okay, so I can change equipment. So the Lancer I always found was my go-to throughout these games. Oh, that's a nice little bump up. Give myself a little more protection there. And everyone else has Onyx. Alright. I explored around here. So we'll go down. Okay, how do I take cover? Oh, do it that way. Okay. Alright. Oh, the music started. I was expecting some enemies to come out. Oh, there we go. Come on. Oh, thank you for that. Means a lot. So I'm hoping to stream at least 3 times a week. So the Let's Plays today, and you know, I'll be playing games like this. But my hope is, you know, as my community grows, I can do things like Jackbox and What the Dub, where everyone can come together and play. And then from there, on Wednesdays I sort of have, or Mondays, I'll be doing new game reviews. So, like this Monday, I'll cover Resident Evil, and then on Wednesdays, I do my library focus thing. Last week, in my first stream ever, was talking about building up a Nintendo Switch collection, and this coming week will be Xbox. How are you finding Doom? It's an all-time classic. I was really disappointed when I heard that the movie had been delayed. Okay, I'm not going to complain about that level up.
This is the dig site. The beacon was right here. It must have been moved.
By who? Our side or the Geth?
Hard to say. Maybe we'll know more after we check out the research camp.
Okay, let's see if there's any survivors.
You think anyone got out of here alive?
If they were lucky. Maybe hiding up in the camp. It's just on the top of this ridge, up the ramps.
Change of plans, Shepard. There's a small spaceport up ahead. I want to check it out. I'll wait for you there.
Okay. I guess we're gonna check out this spaceport. Let's see if I can... Oh, I got a whole bunch of points. Let's do this. Gain the level, get 6 points. Sweet. Okay. I'll build up some of my powers. Do some assault training, adrenaline burst, nice. So reset the cooldown times. Yeah, with a series like Dune, you sort of want to dabble a bit because it's a really dense book and you have to break it up with other books as well. So I can't blame you for also being in the middle of 6 other books as well. Put a bit of love into pistols. Alright. When can I unlock lift? There we go. We'll put a little more love. Can't quite put it there just yet. So we'll do a bit more in pistols. Okay, we'll give him first aid just so that I can have a good healer on me at the time. Okay, barrier doesn't hurt. Sort of just do an even spread there. And then, let's see for equipment. Okay, so everyone has the Avenger. Okay, it's worth having more power on the shotgun. Sniper rifle. No. Okay. Oh wow, that's really dense. So the Silmarillion alone is a thick book, but Moby Dick as well. Fire in the Sky, I'll have to check out. That one sounds very familiar. Same with 12 Rules for Life. Um, but I have not read them. Okay, I'm trying to... Sorry, I'm just tinkering around with buttons trying to remember which one allows me to use my med kit. No, that fired my gun. Alright, how do I use my med kit? Okay, I holstered my weapon. Unless I'm blind as a bat. Okay, here's the joys of not reading all the instructions as they came up. Well, I guess I'm not figuring out how to use my health kit, so I'm gonna have to make a count.
Looks like they hit the camp hard.
It's a good place for an ambush. Keep your guard up.
No, I'm not in the U.S. I'm in Western Canada, so
Oh God, they're
based
still
out of
alive.
Prince George,
What did the Geth
sort of
do
like
to
the
them?
northern capital of BC. Okay, I want to use one of my powers. Okay, I want to map throw. There we go. I thought I remembered being able to map my abilities to the right button to make it easier. Where's that upgrade kit? Yeah, they just hid things so differently in these games. But I guess it is the byproduct of its time. Alright. No, nobody can use medium armor yet. We'll equip the shotgun. Does the edge help? Okay. So I take a hit to accuracy rating, but definitely worth it. No. Okay, there we go. Hello, Empty Escape. Thank you for joining into the chat. Uh, so my name is Chris Gaming Librarian, and I am just playing through Mass Effect right now at the moment. So this is the very first mission on Eden Prime. Right now I have to play very safe, as I was not listening to the instructions, and I should have, and you would think it would be built into muscle memory, but I don't remember how to use my health potion, so I'm hoping that one of my squad mates will use heal on me at some point. Easy decryption, okay. Okay, let's do manual override. Okay. Oh, there we go. We found somebody.
Hurry! Close the door before they come back.
We'll check that they're safe.
Don't worry. We'll protect you.
Thank you. I think we'll be okay now. It looks like everyone's gone.
You're Dr. Warren, the one in charge of the excavation. Do you know what happened to the beacon?
It was moved to the spaceport this morning. Manuel and I stayed behind to help pack up the camp. When the attack came, the Marines held them off long enough for us to hide. They gave their lives to save us.
No one is saved. The age of humanity is ended. Soon, only ruin and corpses will remain.
And so, Mass Effect, just before I continue on with the conversation, really fun game. Sort of a sci-fi epic. This is part of the Legendary Edition, so it has all 3 games. This particular one is the first one in the series. So, came out 2007 for the Xbox 360. So really, if you like Star Wars, if you like Star Trek, sorry, the name was escaping me. It's sort of, this is in that like operatic, lots of things happening all at once, and you, of course, as a protagonist, are the savior that is going to make things right. You hope, but you have to play through to find out.
What else can you tell me about the attack?
It all happened so fast. One second we were gathering up our equipment. The next we were hiding in the shed while the Geth swarmed over the camp.
Agents
So
of the
naturally, being a
Destroyers,
BioWare
bringers of
game, so the
darkness,
makers of Dragon
heralds
Age,
of our
Knights of the
extinction.
Old Republic, Jade
We could hear the
Empire,
battle outside.
Anthem, more
Gunfire,
recently.
screams.
Uh,
thought
it's
it would
rich
never
in
end.
dialogue
Then everything
and
went quiet. We just
investigation
sat there,
options.
too afraid to move, until you came along.
So what games do you play, Empty Escape? What are some of your go-tos? And yeah, sorry, I didn't see your response out of RatPTO2, but yeah, definitely worth visiting Canada. If you're in Ohio, absolutely beautiful. When I lived in central Canada, so like Ontario, Quebec, I would often go down to Ohio. Beautiful state, really nice people.
Did you notice a Turian in the area?
I saw him, the prophet, leader of the enemy. He was here before the attack? That's impossible. Nihilus was with us in the Normandy before the attack. He couldn't have been here.
I'm sorry. Manuel's still a bit unsettled. We haven't seen your Turian. We've been hiding in here since the attack.
Can you tell me anything
Okay,
about
do
the
they
beacon?
know anything about
It's
the
some
beacon?
type of data module from a galaxy-wide communications network, remarkably well preserved. It could be the greatest scientific discovery of our lifetime. Miraculous new technologies.
Were you
groundbreaking
playing
medical
the
advances.
newest Call of
Who
Duty?
knows what secrets are locked
The
inside?
Black Ops Cold War?
Evil. Awakened the beast. Unleashed the darkness.
Manuel, please. This isn't the time.
What's wrong with your assistant?
Manuel has a brilliant mind, but he's always been a bit unstable. Genius and madness are two sides of the same coin.
Is it madness to see the future? To see the destruction rushing towards us? To understand there is no escape?
Oh,
No
Rat
hope?
PT,
No.
I'm totally down to
I
do
am not
a
mad.
Demon Souls Coach and Co
I'm the
stream.
only sane one left.
So long as you're
I
patient
gave him an extra
with
dose of his
someone
meds
who's
after the attack.
like a complete new player to the series. Okay, I don't want to shut him up. I'm not trying to be the renegade here. So I think that covered all my options. So
Williams,
I'll say goodbye.
take us to the spaceport.
You can't stop it. Nobody can stop it. Night is falling.
So I
The
never got
darkness
into
of eternity.
Infinite Warfare.
Hush, Manuel. Go lie down.
But
You'll
Modern
feel better once the
Warfare sort of
medication
drew me
kicks
back
in.
in. I had put off Call of Duty for a number of years. And so getting back into it with Modern Warfare was a real treat. I remember the first Modern Warfare 1 coming out, and I absolutely loved that game. Oh yeah, Skate 4 is definitely going to be a treat. Did you get a chance to play the
You're wasting your time.
the new Tony
The
Hawk?
age of humanity is over. Our extinction is inevitable.
I don't have time for this.
Okay,
Time?
so
Our time
we've
is
gone through
over.
dialogue options with you. Anything here? No. Right, so we'll continue along. Nothing that way. The Tony Hawk was a good throwback. I forgot just how arcadey it was though. I got so used to playing Skate 3, and with the upscaling on the Xbox Series X, it looks absolutely gorgeous. But I really enjoyed, and got used to the more technical aspect in Skate 3 that I really
This isn't your mission, Saren.
quite
What are you
enjoyed.
doing here?
The Council thought you could use some help on this one.
I wasn't expecting to find the Geth here.
Oh,
The
this is
situation's
good.
bad.
Don't worry. I've got it under control.
Oh, that's not good. Ah. So that person who was just there is sort of, they took the lead and they're supposed to be doing the investigation. And now they've just been shot. So you know stuff's really about to go down. And of course, it is now swarming in that enemy. I do not want to deal with Geth. Alright. Those tanks were conveniently placed. Right, where are you? You would think that I had never shot a sniper rifle before. We're gonna swap out weapons. I think I'll do the Lancer. Classic go-to. Okay. Oh boy. So that's why I've been throwing grenades. But yeah, that'd be sweet. I'll add you on PSN, RatPTO2. I think it'd be a lot of fun. we can do a stream together as you patiently show me through. Um, and yeah, I hope Empty Escape that you're able to get the PS5 soon for your birthday. And congrats on maintaining the 3.0 GPA. Alright, let's do this override.
Everybody stay calm out there. We're coming out, we're not armed.
Is it safe? Are they gone?
It is safe.
You're okay now. Nobody's
So
gonna
Empty
hurt
Escape,
you.
what game
Those
are
things
you
were
most
crawling all
excited
around
to
the
play
shed.
first
They would've
on
found
your
us for sure.
PlayStation
We
5
know you were
when you get
lies.
it?
I still can't believe it. When we saw that ship, I thought it was all over.
It showed up right before the attack. Knew it was trouble the second I saw it, so we made a break for the sheds.
Tell me everything you remember about the attack.
The three of us were working the crops when that ship showed up. We just saw it and ran. I don't know what happened to the rest of the crew.
They were by the garage, over near the spaceport, right where that ship came down. No way they survived.
You don't know that. We survived. If they made it to the garage, they could have had a fighting chance.
Well, we
Do
are
you know
about
anything
to
about
find
the
out
Prothean
shortly.
beacon they dug up?
We're just farmers. We heard they found something out there, but it never really mattered to us. Not until now.
What else can you tell me about the ship you saw?
I was too busy running to get a clear look at it. I think it landed over near the spaceport.
Tell them about the noise, Cole. That awful noise.
It was
Oh,
emitting
nice.
some kind of signal as it descended.
That's a sweet
It sounded
guarantee.
like
The Cold
shriek
War
of
was a lot of
damn.
fun. The campaign was
Wait.
actually
It was coming
one
from
of
inside
the
your own head.
It was probably
best
trying to
I've
block
played in the series.
communications.
and I
Whatever it
really
was.
enjoyed it.
Felt like it was tearing right through my skull. Almost made it impossible to think.
Okay, that should be it.
What else can you tell me about the ship you saw?
I was too busy running to get a clear look
Tell
at
them about the noise, Cole.
it. It was
That
emitting
Oh, yeah,
some
okay.
kind of signal as it descended. It sounded like the shriek of the
So
damned.
I heard that
I
out.
have to go.
Jeez, Blake, you gotta learn when to shut up.
Oh,
You have something to tell me, Cole?
Some guys at the
Let's hear the
spaceport were
truth.
running a small smuggling ring. Nothing major. In exchange for a cut of the
shouldn't be
profits,
telling
we
me
let
that.
them store packages in our sheds.
and I'm playing Paragon, so I gonna have to say that smuggling's a crime.
You're breaking the law, Cole.
We're not hurting anybody. Hell, most of the time I don't even know what's in the packages. Just thought there might be something we could use. I found a pistol.
Nice, 2 more months.
Figured it would come in handy.
Well,
if
I
those
hope you
things came
enjoy
back.
it.
You'll probably get more use out of it than we
E3
will.
should be really entertaining next month to hear what some of the big games are going to be that are coming out this year. I know I'm personally really excited for the new Ratchet and Clank game that's coming out on June 11th.
This should help. Let's move out.
Good luck.
All right. Got a good pistol. Let's swap that out. See, it pays off to talk nicely to people. And that way you don't necessarily have to go and kill everyone. Electronics too low. So if I'd been playing the a different class, I bet I would have been able to crack that one open. Okay. I'm always checking for crates.
Commander, it's Nihilus.
Get that med gel. See if there's anything first. My fear, always when playing these sorts of games, is that if I go too fast, then I'm gonna miss out on something. Okay, what kind of upgrades can I put on? Also, pass through shields. Yeah, I'll do weapon force. see myself through. Right, yeah, and hopefully
Something's
you
moving
are able
over behind those crates.
to convince your brother.
Wait! Don't shoot! I'm one of you!
Give
I'm
the
human!
PlayStation.
Sneaking up on us like that nearly got you killed.
I'm sorry, I was hiding from those creatures. My name's Powell. I saw what happened to that Turian. The other one shot him.
Uh-oh.
I need to know how Nihilus
So we're gonna
died.
find out that's not the Geth.
The other one got here first. He was waiting when your friend showed up. He called him Saren. I think they knew each other. Your friend seemed to relax. He let his guard down. And Saren killed him. Shot him right in the back.
That's not good.
I'm just lucky he didn't see me behind the crates.
And welcome. I see that I have a couple new viewers joining in, so feel free to join into the chat. I'm currently just playing Mass Effect 1, running on the PlayStation 5, though it is available. Oh, and thank you for the new follow, Empty Escape. Much appreciated. Love the cat icon. And yeah, so just playing through. This is the very first mission of Mass Effect 1. I plan to play through the entire trilogy. All-time favorite of mine. Played the original back in 2007 when it first came out, so it's sort of a bit of deja vu playing through it again.
We were told a Prothean beacon was brought to the spaceport. What happened to it?
It's over on the other platform. Probably where that guy Saren was headed. He hopped on the cargo train right after he killed your friend. I knew that beacon was trouble. Everything's gone to hell since we found it. First that damn mothership showed up, then the attack. They killed everyone. Everyone. If I hadn't been behind the crates, I'd be dead too.
How come you're the only one who survived?
Yeah,
Why
it is
didn't anyone else
suspicious
try to
that
hide behind
nobody
the
else
crates?
found you.
They never had a chance. I was already behind the crates when the attack started.
Wait a minute. You were hiding behind the crates before the attack?
Sometimes I need a nap to get through my shift. I sneak off behind the crates to grab 40 winks where the supervisor can't find me.
You survived because you're lazy?
Not lazy. We'll
If
call
you
it a
hadn't snuck
lucky
off for
break.
that nap, you'd probably be dead just like all the others.
Yeah, I guess. I don't really want to think about it.
All right.
Is there anything
And so
else
what
you
else
can
do I
tell
like
me
to do?
about the beacon?
Well,
They
I'm
brought
not sure
it here this
outside of
morning.
gaming.
We loaded it up onto the train and
reading
shipped
books.
it to the other platform.
Definitely enjoy
Hard to
hiking.
believe that was only a few hours ago.
BC's full of a lot of
Feels
beautiful
like a whole
trails,
other life.
camping as well, great campsites.
Tell me about this
With the summer
mothership
weather
you
finally
saw.
coming around, it'll be nice
I've
to
never
finally
seen anything like it
get the
before.
chance to get out in the outdoors again.
It was huge.
Um,
Landed over near that
yeah,
platform.
cooking in the kitchen.
The whole place
Absolutely
got dark
love
as
to
it came down.
cook up new meals.
And it was making this noise.
I get to eat, play with
this
spices.
sound that bored right
that
into
sort
your
of thing.
brain. That's what woke me up. The attack came a few minutes later.
Right, we'll return.
We need to
say,
find
let's
that
go.
beacon before it's too
What
late.
about yourself, Rat
Take the
PTO2?
cargo train. That's where the other
What else do you
Turian
like
went.
to do?
I can't stay here. I need to get away from all this.
Push you right off the platform. Don't have time to fight. Disc golf, I really... Oh, I shouldn't have thrown that grenade. I'm just going to stand back here so that I am not blowing myself up. Or is that a mine I keep tossing down? Yeah. Yeah, disc golf, I really want to get into. We have a few disc golf things set up in some local parks nearby. And it looked like a lot of fun. And I enjoy Frisbee. So I figure, why not? And give it a shot with this summer coming up. How long have you been playing disc golf for? And Empty Escape, feel free to join in on the conversation as well if you want to. No, I do not want to duck and cover. Oh, 3 months, not too bad. I'm just getting into it. Yeah, it's just a matter of finding a good disc golf set. I think if I just go, well, up in Canada we have Canadian Tire. I don't know what the equivalency would be. Even Walmart would be a good place to go to see if I can get a disc golf set. Okay, I see you popping up on my eye radar. Where are you hiding? There you are. Oh, well, thank you. That's a really nice compliment. I never know how to rate if 13 followers are a good amount to have or not. Because often a lot of the podcasts and streamers that I follow have thousands upon thousands. I can only hope to achieve that level one day. Alright. I think one of my teammates is down, so I'm just going to backtrack a bit. Oh, nice. Empty escape. How long have you been drawing for? And I've always wanted the bass is one of the coolest instruments. I had a lot of friends in high school who played the bass, and it looked like a fun instrument to play. Oh, nice. Okay, I don't know where my down teammate is. There we go. They have been revived. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I admit I come in and out of my passion for reading. I usually a good book will capture my interest, and I'll read everything by that author or on that particular topic, and then I'll go a couple of months without reading a book, and then find something new to read, and rinse and repeat. Recently, I just picked up a book called Ask Iwata, with just little excerpts from one of the past presidents of Nintendo, and it's really insightful, just the way he talks about game development. And of course, this is the fellow responsible for Kirby, who's my Smash Brothers main, so it was really nice to read. Let's see if I can fish this. Yeah, trooper out. Okay, I really need to figure out how to heal. No, I don't want to move my group there. Oh, nice. I studied criminology a bit when I was in university. Though I made the mistake of confusing criminology with political science, but my intro to criminology course was a lot of fun. Taught me a lot about the criminal justice system and how it works. Triangle. Aha! I have HP so that I don't die right away. And it's true. And you know what? For the 13 follows that I've gotten, or 13 followers, like, I will take that in stride. I was actually really proud of myself for having 32 views on my first video ever. Small baby steps, but gotta start somewhere, right? Have you two been streaming along? Oh, an FBI profiler. That's really cool. What inspired you to enter into that? Or, well, not enter into, but like look into wanting to become an FBI profiler.
Set the charges. Destroy the entire colony. Leave no evidence that we were here.
And do you stream only games, Rat PTO2, or do you stream other things as well? We need to figure out what this rogue Spectre is getting up to. Oh yeah, Criminal Minds. That's a good show. My wife watches that one all the time.
The Geth must have planted them.
Hurry! We need to find them all and shut them down.
Yeah, definitely something worth pursuing if you're really interested in it. I know that's how I found myself entering into the librarian field. That was something that I was always passionate about and wanted to take part in. Oh, tech repair stream. What sort of tech do you repair? Alright. Gonna work my way around. Take down these Geth. Gotta love when in the game they have more remarkable aim than you do. That's right. Oh no, my gun is jammed. I'm just gonna throw you back. It was pretty risky on my part to do that, and my health is taking a hit, but needed to shake these Geth out of the way. Well, he shot what looked like a rocket. That's not good. Oh, nice. What has been your trickiest project to work on so far, or repair? I would assume phones are quite tricky. Just due to how many like little tiny parts there are in it. Okay, I should probably take care of these charges. Okay, I want to disarm, please. There we go. Take care of that one. I have to say the enemy AI wasn't necessarily the smartest in this one. Okay, let's get back up there, because I think it was this way that it is. I got too caught up on shooting the Geth and not disarming enough bombs. Okay, the last last one should just be up here, I hope. There we go. Done and done. Not gonna complain about that. 57 seconds left. Just cutting it a bit close there. Time to open up some crates. Feel like I am definitely one who's easily distracted. I'm like, oh, shiny thing off in the corner. And I want to go explore and see if it's a crate to open. Okay. Oh, battery and speaker, okay. I assume those are pretty easy things to do. And so what makes soldering on consoles so difficult? Is it just making sure that you're not damaging other components? Okay, let's see what there is for equipment. Oh, Shimo generator, can't complain about that. No, Guardian, definitely not worth it. Oh yeah, I guess it's almost 9 o'clock my time. That is pretty late. Probably finish up this mission for tonight, and then once it's done I will end the stream for tonight. But thank you both, Sovrat PT02 and MD Escape, for sort of keeping me company, chatting along. I will definitely add you, Rat PT, to play some Demon Souls together. I'll try to play that noble class to see if it's as easy as everyone tells me. Oh, thanks, Empty Escape. I'm glad it's an easy watch. I try to keep it really simple. I spend a lot of time watching streams myself, so I sort of picked up what works and doesn't work and what I want my stream to be. Figure out the happy balance between too much talking and letting the game play itself out. I definitely hope you get that PS5 soon. No, 5 o'clock's super early to be up. Hopefully you can get a good night's rest and you're not stuck up too much later. I'd imagine I should be nearing the end of this mission. There can't be too much. We know who the villain is, so we've gotten a good setup.
Normandy, the beacon is secure.
This is amazing. Actual working Prothean technology. Unbelievable.
It wasn't doing anything like that when they dug it up.
Something must have
Oh no, Caden, don't do it.
Roger, Normandy. Standing by.
You're gonna get too close, aren't you? Yeah.
Shepard!
No, don't touch it. It's too...
Well then, okay. You get filled with flashbacks, and then the thing explodes on you. If I'm still alive, let's see. Be hilarious if Mass Effect was just one mission. It's like, game over. You're done. Roll the credits. Oh, a silver trophy for mission 1. Not too bad. Won't complain about that.
We identified the ship that touched down on Eden Prime. The Normandy. A human alliance vessel. It
Right,
was
so
under the command of
what I will
Captain
do is
Anderson. They managed to save
we'll just
the colony.
wrap up this cinematic, and then
One of the
I'll call it
humans
an
may
end
have used
for
it.
this stream tonight. But thank you, Rat PT and Empty Escape, for following along. So, common problem. Oh, crazy! That sounds super complicated. I've always been terrified to open up any of my consoles, and that's dating back even to like a Genesis and an N64 when it was much simpler, let alone something like a
Doctor?
PS4.
Dr. Chakwas. I think she's waking up.
You had us worried there, Shepard. How are you feeling?
All right. Well, I'll leave it here. So that gave you a hint of Mass Effect. I hope you enjoyed following along. Yeah. So this is available on PlayStation and Xbox. If you have a PS5 or an Xbox Series X, it upscales to really pretty graphics. So again, as I said, my streaming device for this that captures the video only does it so much justice. So it can only do up to 1080 and not to 4K. But if you get a chance to play this on 4K TV, it's absolutely top notch. But yeah, really definitely a series worth getting into, especially if you haven't played it before. It's an all-time favorite of mine and holds a special place in my heart. And yeah, I hope you all have a good night. And for Chris, the gaming librarian, me, I'm signing out, and hope to see you again. Okay, have a great night. Right. See you later, MT Escape and Rat PT. Yes, I should definitely open up my consoles more often to clear out the dust. So maybe I'll have to follow along on some of your streams to see how to best do it. Okay, and see you later. Thank you for the follows. And I'll be on again Monday with a review probably of Mass Effect or Resident Evil. Bye.